This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey everyone, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
And we're back.
Again.
Yep. And today we're going to go over Jeannette DePalma. Ever heard of her?
I have not.
All right, let's get going.
Here we go.
So you never heard of Jeannette?
I have not.
All right. It's a rather older one, so we'll see. You got any news or anything?
Not really. I mean, we've got our book talks.
Mm-hmm.
We've read through that 13 book, and then we decided to go back and do the first one, which was The Defense. And I think we did book talks on both of those.
I think so.
But we've started on the second one, which is The Plea.
Yes.
And oddly enough, any books we read, you're like always ahead of me. But
yeah.
all of these in this series, I've always been ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I just don't normally read that type, but they're good still.
yeah, I like them.
I mean, yeah, they're pretty good. But
Any news from your side?
not that I can think of. Working on getting the new studio set up. I gotta sand the drywall and paint and stuff and get that rolling.
Yeah, you had a day off last week, and while I was at work, and came home and you're cleaning up the little trough thing for the do the mudding and everything. So yeah, we're getting on our way.
Getting there.
Hopefully we get some time to be able to finish and me be here to do it with you, and we'll get it done faster, and then we can get moving.
Yes.
And we'll have new intro, new everything. Once
You'll
it's
do
done.
your episodes.
I'll do my Love and Illuminati episodes as well. So yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jeannette DePalma.
Yep. Let's get into this.
All right.
She was born August 3rd, 1956.
Okay.
So, yeah. Older.
Yeah. Quite a ways.
Older than my parents.
Yeah.
Spring is in Springfield Township, Union County, New Jersey. And that's the house. Obviously, this picture's more current, but that's the house she was living in at the time.
Looks kind of like the Married with Children house.
It does. But obviously, it'll look a little different, but same concept. And on August 7th, 1972, so when she was 16 years old, Jeannette left her home on Clearview Road, telling her mom that she's going to take a train to a friend's house.
Okay.
Train, so that dates it.
Yeah.
Like a train ride. Well, that's her.
Okay.
DePalma. She look Italian? I thought.
I was thinking from the name it probably was, but yeah, looking at her picture, she's definitely Italian. And you got, was it Jersey, right?
Yep, New Jersey.
Jersey Shore.
They're all Italians. Snooky. But Jeannette was not Snooky, Jeannette was very committed to her Christian faith.
Definitely not Snooky.
Yeah. Very into it. She's part of a group that helped drug addicts by helping them find faith in Christ. Because that'll do it.
Yeah, not really sure how that helps
Addiction,
but whatever.
I guess she felt like she's doing her part, so.
Trade one addiction for another, I guess.
I guess. That's her in front of I don't know if it's like a bulletin wall or something where people posted notes.
Okay.
But that's her working with the church. She even planned to attend Bible college. So
Alrighty.
she's into it.
Yeah.
When she didn't arrive to her friend's house, her parents filed a missing persons report. So is it different back then? You didn't have to wait 48 hours, I guess?
I don't know. I guess.
I don't know. Because now you call and they're like, yeah, call us back in a day. So where she said when they didn't arrive to her friend's house, they filed. So I was thinking, that's quick. But then 6 weeks later, on September 19th, her body was found.
No.
Yeah, so trouble. That's why
So
she
it
didn't
really
make
was
it.
an emergency.
Yeah, it really was. So, yeah, they took her word for it. A local dog brought her decomposing right forearm and hand back to its owner at an apartment complex.
Oh.
So he let his dog out, I guess, to stray, and then brought him back a gift.
A
It was
gift.
A human arm.
Wow.
And her body, the rest of her remains, were found off of a cliff known as the Devil's Teeth, located in Springfield's Houdaille Quarry.
Houdaille.
Houdaille. Houdaille. Houdaille? Whatever. In that rock quarry, that's where her remains were found, on the Devil's Teeth. And there's a picture of it. It said
Okay.
on the cliff, so I assume it was, I don't know if it's on top of the cliff or if it was off the bottom of the cliff.
Oh, no.
No, I'm thinking, because it just says on a cliff.
Well,
So, could be at the top of the cliff, could be at the bottom of the cliff. Don't
it was in the
know.
vicinity. That's all we
Yes.
know.
So, never know. It was hard to identify due to animals eating her face, hands, and feet, and of course the decomp for being gone for 6 weeks in the heat. But, of course, her body's been through it. Branches and logs were arranged around her body in the shape of a coffin.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a little different.
Yeah.
But there were several wooden and metal crosses located around her body. So it was a coffin shape and then crosses.
Interesting.
I don't know. Some residents later claimed that her body was found lying on a pentagram surrounded by animal remains.
Jesus.
So it started as coffin, and there's crosses, and now it's pentagram, dead animals. It's like that whatever game they make you play in elementary. Remember where they whisper to one kid, like,
Oh.
your hat's yellow, and by the time he gets to the end, he's like, you have a nice car.
Telephone.
And it's like, yeah, telephone. It's like that. It started as a coffin shape, then there's crosses, and now there's a pentagram in there. So it kept snowballing. Law enforcement denied that this was true. So the pentagram and the animal remains, law enforcement's like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
So they denied that one. So the coroner's name was Bernard Ehrenberg. It's like Ehrenburg, so like Ehrenberg. Yeah. But the autopsy could not determine the cause of death, so he did his best, but obviously the state of the remains, he couldn't determine how she died for sure.
Yeah.
Her pants, underwear, and shirt were all collected to be tested. And her clothes showed no evidence of gunshot wounds, stabbings, broken bones, nothing. Like her clothes weren't torn or bloodied or nothing to determine she had some injuries. The soil around her body was also tested. So they went all out. The DNA testing was not available at this time.
Okay.
So obviously they had to put stuff up, hopefully thinking later on it could be more
Yeah.
thoroughly tested. The police thought maybe she overdosed on drugs, can talk, and was dumped. So I thought maybe she OD'd and then they just tossed her.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Didn't want in trouble. However, there's no drugs in her system or any paraphernalia around her body. So they didn't find any evidence of drugs. And she was tested negative for them. So Mr. Coroner Bernard sent her body to the hospital to get scanned for broken bones. So he thought, now I just need to see if anything's broken,
Yeah.
Maybe there's a stab wound or something, nick the bone.
Okay.
So he sent in there and get x-rayed. And nothing was seen. Like bones, skeletons perfectly undamaged.
But you got animals taking pieces of it. How do you know what's broken and what's not? Like,
I don't know if they took obviously her arm.
yeah.
But I don't know if they mowed on bones as much as flesh. Random part,
Yeah, but in order to yank the arm off, you gotta
pull, yeah.
pull
but then
and
that's
break.
Still, I don't know if they broke any bones or not, if they broke tissue.
I
Could have been,
guess.
besides that arm, I assume.
Plus, I mean,
He
do we have all the pieces too? That's another thing.
But as a coroner, I'd hope he'd know what animal markings and bullet holes differ, but it's still all around difficult to determine anything.
Yeah.
The coroner thought that her cause of death might have been strangulation or suffocation. And again, that leads to, I always heard if you strangle somebody, there's that little bone in there that gets broken.
Yeah.
To determine strangulation. And
so if there's no breaks or anything.
Nothing was broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just that much, because the animal got to her neck, head, if that tissue was, if those parts were gone, and he didn't know, or what. But
yeah.
I would lean towards suffocation, if anything.
Yeah, if you can't find anything
down that
broken,
road, yeah.
I would assume so.
Mm-hmm. There was an unusual amount of lead in her body.
Well, this is the 70s. I mean, water pipes had tons of lead in it.
Then wouldn't they test? They said they tested the soil.
Yeah.
Would her? I mean, as she's decomposing, would the soil have lead in it too?
I mean, I don't know.
They didn't mention nothing about it.
True, but
no explanation was given for her cause of death or the lead.
Huh. Well.
So who knows? The reverend in charge of the group she was in that helped drug addicts thought she may have been targeted due to her dedication to the church.
Sure.
How dare you help those drug addicts find Jesus? Like that warranted death. No. Police received a tip about a homeless man who lived near the quarry. He was known by locals as Red. So then they came after poor Red. Like he's just trying to gather scrap metal and food, and they came after him because he camped in the area. Poor Red.
Good old Red.
Poor Red. Oh, Red. But police quickly determined he had nothing to do with her death. He's probably like, okay, yeah, take me. I get free meals and I have a bed.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got a warm place to sleep and some free food. Investigate.
Yeah. Go ahead. But 2 weeks after the discovery of her body, several newspapers, including New York Star-Ledger and New York Daily News, began reporting that she may have been the victim of an occult sacrifice carried out by Satanists or a local coven of witches.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Satanic panic coming through.
When I said the pentagram and crosses, you should have knew that was rolling in. But there was an actual local coven of witches that practiced and had their little meetings. And they operated inside nearby Watchung Reservation. Some Native American.
So you have actual coven of witches, but also near a reservation, which Native American traditions and Wiccan traditions match pretty closely.
Yeah,
it's a lot
they
of
do.
nature and air,
elements.
wind. Yeah.
And so they're like, those people were up to something.
Say hi.
Hey, hi, Patches.
Go away.
She said, I'm never not doing that again. No disrespect. But you'll like the nickname they came up with, these witches. They are known around town as, quote, the witches.
That's it?
That's it. Those are the witches.
The witches.
Not sisters of the moon, nothing fancy, just witches.
You don't go down that way. That's where the witches live.
Yeah. Creative. But here's a picture of the local newspaper there. As you can tell, it says girl sacrificed in witch rite. So the newspaper hopped on it and started that rumor train there.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it didn't help. She was found in devil's teeth. Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yep. But rumors spread that they were planning on kidnapping and killing a child on Halloween. First off, this 16-year-old's no child. Teen. Young adult, whatever. Mm-hmm. But when I hear the word child, I'm thinking 7, 6. Child. Not 16. But
is this where they got the plot for Hocus Pocus?
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Rude. But all those rumors and theories came from the rumors that there's symbols around the body and from James Tate, which is that pastor of the DePalma's Assemblies of God Church they attended.
Mm-hmm.
So James Tate comes in there. He ain't helping.
I'm guessing it's the pastor.
He just went right to it.
He's really trying to push everybody
Satanism.
else.
Yep, which is, according to a local paper, quote, a number of sacrifices, including dead animals, were reported in Watchung Reservation. So, I mean, finding dead animals around a Native American reservation ain't too surprising to me.
Yeah.
Dead, that could have been, I don't know what they classify as dead, but fur, we'd hang like the pelt up and,
Yeah.
Use every piece
Could
of
have
it.
been.
So
Could have been some
a
pelt
skull
drying
as a
out.
bowl,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They left the pelt drying out so
Yeah.
that they could use it for clothing or something later.
Like the leather, and he's like, look at all those dead animals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just kind of... Plus hunters, I assume.
I mean, I don't know much about Jersey and their hunting areas, but I mean, there's hunting areas everywhere. I mean,
yeah. So. Plus, animals could have just dropped dead in the woods.
It's true, and they all just happen to be around Devil's
Could have
Teeth.
got that lead water. And
Yeah, that's it. It's the lead.
It's
the lead
the
is
lead.
killing all the animals.
Or maybe a UFO just landed in that area and they
Oh, stop
poisoned
it.
all of them with
No,
lead. And...
no. My people didn't do this.
No. Around the same time, police found, quote, burning candles, a bowl of blood and feathers, and pigeons with their necks snapped. Quote, in the
I
area.
called the witch doctor. He told me what to do.
There's another newspaper article. Priest's theory. Devil's disciples killed girl.
Oh, Lord.
So it went from witches to
There's that
devil's
pastor
disciples. Yeah, he's on a roll. The pastor of the church that Jeannette DePalma attended said yesterday the 16-year-old Springfield girl may have been captured by Satanists and then killed when she tried to lecture the group on Jesus Christ.
I'll take things that never happened for $500, Alex.
So not only did he say she was kidnapped by Satanists, but then he said when she tried to preach the Lord's word, they killed her. No.
Yeah, no.
And then here it says, quote from him, it's just a personal theory.
Well, at least he admits it. It's just my feelings on this, No facts involved,
Lord.
just my feelings.
He didn't want held in contempt. So don't call me in as a witness.
I'm
but
not
I'm just
telling you
saying.
this, it's fact or anything. It's
Don't
just
come
what
at
I'm
me.
thinking,
Yeah.
It's just an idea that's been rolling around in my head,
The fact that they took it and made a whole article out of it amazes me. How
And I'm
bored
just
were
telling
they?
you, just an idea rolling around my head is it's the pastor.
New Jersey. What? They must have been bored by then. It's like he mentions one theory. They're like, we're going to do a whole article on it.
Wow.
It's like, what? But in 1972, Courier News report stated the investigators brought an actual witch from that coven to the crime scene to assess its legitimacy.
Of course they did.
Yeah, so they're like, come here. Does this look like something you all would do? Oh, no.
Look at this scene carefully now. Does this look like any of the spells you know?
I know, first off, I understand if they brought in another, like an expert in the occult or someone from a different area.
Yeah.
But to bring the actual suspects to the crime scene and say, is this something you guys would do? And expecting an honest
look like
answer
your shit?
blows my mind.
This look like your shit, guys? No.
I don't even know if this case would be allowed in court. We took them to the crime scene. They said
they're gonna be
no.
like,
Nah.
not us.
That's why it's like
Idiots.
calling someone in and saying, like, is this a gun you would use? Like, instead of getting a ballistic expert to say this gun matches that. No.
Nah. I don't prefer that caliber. Not mine.
But all of these rumors hurt the progress of this case, of course.
I'll bet.
From all directions. And this police officer, Donald Swart,
Swart.
S-C-H-W-E-R-D-T,
Swart. May the Schwartz be with you.
stated he did not believe the rumors involving witchcraft or Satanism. He's
Good for
like,
him.
Yeah. And in fact, I have pictures of the crime scene described by 3 different people. So you can see how it's, how different they are. But this first one is from that officer, Donald. See, she has some rocks it's a drawing, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's a body face down with her arm under her head, under her face, and there's 5 rocks and a halo above her head and then a wooden cross at the top.
Okay.
Which, and the wooden cross, I see those by the road all the time.
Yeah. Whenever someone
that
dies.
might be legit.
I mean, if there's a cross there, though, that means somebody
Yeah.
was around to do it and saw the body.
So I'm saying it could be the killer be like, I feel bad, I'm going to put a cross here. This is where she died. I don't know, but... So the cross, still. And this is from a Lisa Greelerk. I don't know if she was a reporter, newspaper, or something.
Well, she's
But
just got a whole different view on things, doesn't she?
Went, the big cross at the top's gone. The body's still in the same position, though. That's consistent.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of little crosses through there. And then a big log at the top, big log at the bottom.
I don't know. I mean, this is in the woods. I think there's just a bunch of sticks laying all over the ground.
But then they
She's
also...
like, crosses everywhere.
Earlier they mentioned metal crosses, wooden and metal crosses.
Okay.
But I don't... I don't hear anything else about metal crosses from the police. It's all wood. So I don't know where that came from, but...
I'm just picturing the meme of, like, from Toy Story. Crosses as far as the eye can see. Crosses everywhere.
And I get back because this is the scene according to how the media described it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Crosses everywhere. Big cross at the top, and she's got wood around her like a box.
Yeah. So that may be the coffin room or there. So basically, that's all 3 combined. It's like officer started in the news. It's like, or this lady's like, I can get you beat. Added a bunch of crosses and logs. And the
news is
media's like, you know what? No.
We're taking everything.
We're combining everyone's. But the body remained consistent through all 3 images. That wasn't disputed. But the amount of crosses and locations and logs, and that's up and in the air. Because none of these pictures match anywhere else except the body.
Wow.
Yeah. So, weird. But
weird, wild stuff.
This is one of the many reasons, rumors and all that, why this is a cold case.
Still a cold case.
Still a cold case.
Oh, boy.
The late 1990s and early 2000s, Weird NJ, which is Weird New Jersey, is a magazine, began to report on the decades-old cold case. So they're like, she had the injustice. So we're going to pick it back up and dig through it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a cover of one of their magazines from May 2004. It says, New Jersey Travel Guide, Local Legends and Best Kept Secrets. Which would be this crime.
That's definitely the magazine you want to pick up if you're ever going to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Find all the cool stuff.
But the editor and co-founder Mark Moran began investigating the case. He mentioned the allegation of Springfield police had lost or destroyed the case file. So there was rumors they destroyed it, lost it, cover up. But the police department claimed that the file was destroyed in the flood caused by Hurricane Floyd in '99. So like when we had that hurricane, files were lost. I mean, it could be possible.
Yeah.
And hurricanes tend to not leave any papers behind. But Mark later teamed up with Weird NJ correspondent, so someone that actually, I guess, was emailing them back and forth, a fan, Jesse P. Pollock, to write the book Death on the Devil's Teeth. So wrote a book about the case with their investigation. That's the cover of it. The strange murder that shocked suburban New Jersey.
Well, it only shocked suburban New Jersey because you kept saying it was
Witches.
Witches and the devil.
Shocked
Otherwise,
and confused.
Otherwise, they would have been like, "This sucks." I mean, it's a sad story, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have got blown out into
Yeah.
utter all shock
And
like
she
that.
would have got, hopefully, the justice she needed. But all these rumors and old housewives made it snowball out of control. But throughout their research, they discovered several possible cover-ups, connections to other unsolved murders, and previously unknown suspects. So they dug through the files. Edward Salzano, that's Italian,
Edward Salzano.
sued the Union County Prosecutor's Office to test Jeanette's clothing for DNA. I don't know if he was the family's lawyer, probably.
Sounds like it.
But he sued him to test her clothing. Said, test it for DNA. We can do that now.
We give the power.
And of course, he's like, I need
Test
records.
it.
I need all of this. He was given a box of documents that contained the FBI crime lab report and medical examiner's report by John Bancy, who was Jeanette's nephew before he passed away.
Okay.
So her nephew gave this guy, the lawyer, or whoever, a box of what he had. It was
collecting this.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it was unsolved. He's like, my aunt died, and no one's.
Yeah.
It's still hanging in the air. But in the reports, it stated that police hung Jeanette's clothing on a line above an AC unit so that it can dry out. So they went outside, and they're like, these are wet. They've been outside in the weather on her dead body. Let's just hang them up, let them air dry outside.
Well, that's not going to hurt the evidence and testing, is it?
No, not only did they put them out there, but they let them sit for days before sending them for testing.
Idiots.
So it's like Carl put them out there on Tuesday, and then Fred brought them back in Saturday. It's like, we need to send these out.
That chain of custody right there.
Right? Some homeless man peeing on it.
Wow.
But stains were found in her underwear, bra, shirt, and pants. But they were, quote, too decomposed for conclusive blood and semen examinations.
Of
Obviously
course.
being out in the sun and the
Never
bugs.
did a rape kit in the beginning. They can't test the stains in the clothing now.
Nope. Could have rained. Who knows? It might have rained during that time.
It's ridiculous.
The dew in the mornings. You never know. What
These
Yeah.
these cops.
New Jersey. Weird New Jersey.
I ain't moving to New Jersey. That's for sure.
Get it. So her clothes were useless. In 2021, the New York Daily News mentions that the organization named Justice for Jeannette DePalma is dedicated to keeping her memory alive and looking for clues. So this organization popped up, and the New York Daily News mentioned them, trying to get the word out. In the book, A Long Walk Home, Jeanette's case was mentioned as being similar to the cases of Joan Kramer and Carol Ann Farino. Farino, that's Italian sounding
That's
too.
Italian too. Yeah.
So they're saying they died similar ways, similar circumstances. Similar area. They may be connected. During the spring of 2021, convicted New Jersey serial killer Richard Cunningham, also known as the Torso Killer, made a series of written statements to journalist Jesse P. Pollock, the guy that's helping with the book, alluding him to having abducted and killed Jeanette while she was hitchhiking. So I don't know if she was heading to the train station, missed the train, I don't know. But this serial killer, the Torso Killer, said, I found her hitchhiking, I picked her up.
Well,
killed her.
this torso fella, he sounds reputable.
I don't know why. Torso Killer, yet why is he Torso Killer?
Oh no, I don't know what the deal is
that
with
sounds
the
like that
previous
sounds like they'd
cases.
only find just torsos.
Yeah.
But she was found mostly in one piece, so I don't know why.
Other than what animals
How
took.
they connected her to him, or I guess besides him saying he did it.
Yeah.
But you know, serial killer, it's all about status. So when you get to jail,
They like to
you
up
want to
their
claim,
numbers.
yeah, you want to claim as many as you can because you're going to the pen anyway. So you might as well. Meet old Sparky at a high status.
Yeah, it's not just that. They want to be considered like legends. Like
Yeah.
they want their name in the history books as like the top serial killers.
True.
So,
But that's him.
Yeah, they'll inflate their numbers. Yeah, well, okay.
Richard Cunningham. He's 5'10", 187 pounds. I could have took him, but Dad wouldn't have got in the car with him.
No, he don't look like
Someone
anybody I
I'd
want to
get-
be around.
Not with that mustache.
Of course, this was the 70s, so porn stashes were pretty popular.
Guess so. But he has been I don't know if he was actually proven to have, but it was said he had killed 85 to 100 young women in the surrounding areas before he got caught.
Wow.
So
Surprised I never heard of him if he's got that big
I
of
know.
numbers.
I've heard of the torso killer, but I haven't heard of his actual name. That's why I was thinking. I'm pretty sure it was because he left just torsos.
Interesting.
So the way that he confessed to this one is little. But I don't know. But he killed 85 to 100 young women before he got caught. So.
How many did he
I don't
kill
know
after
why.
he got caught?
I don't know why he's claiming this extra one if he didn't do it, because his numbers are pretty high.
Might as well just add to it, I guess.
He's like, whatever. If you want to, just pin it on me.
It's like, I'll take it too. I'll take that one too.
But his statement, confession, whatever you want to call it, was sent to the prosecutor's office after Richard agreed to speak to investigators. He said, yeah, I'll give you the deets. His statements about killing Jeannette would be added to the updated 2022 copy of Death on the Devil's Teeth. Other than that, I think that's as far as he made it. The epilogue of that book. As the police, I don't think they did anything with it. They probably thought what we mentioned, like he's just trying to catch some counts or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, I need to look and read a statement, because if he said he bashed her in the head with the log, obviously nothing, no damage to the bones.
True.
So I don't know what he confessed to doing, but it was put in the book and then let go. Which, I think about it, he gave his statement to the author of that book.
Yeah.
Co-author.
Almost like he wanted to be involved in it.
So it was put in the book and then I guess sent to the prosecutor's office, and they're like, whatever. Who knows? But there's no Google back in that day, so the newspapers had to just take the statements as it is. They couldn't research it. They couldn't look stuff up. They just heard the rumor mill, and it's
they can only do so much.
Let's ask this person what they heard. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all, doing interviews and coming up with what they find.
Yeah, which didn't really help the investigation. Weird NJ finally got the, quote, destroyed files from the prosecutor's office.
Oh, they magically reappeared,
So Hurricane Floyd didn't take it. And this is a crime scene drawing that lacks the satanic ritual aspect. Like you see, it's completely different from all the other drawings we got.
It's way different,
Even
other
from
than
the
maybe
officer.
the pose of the body.
Yeah, that amazes me.
And maybe some wood around, but that looks way different.
It doesn't have her arm. It has her arm draped over a log, but not under her head.
Yeah.
It says her head was, it says body on stomach, facing right, right arm over tree limb. So, didn't mention an arm, her head laying on an arm or anything like the other drawings. Which surprised me, because they all were consistent with that.
Yeah.
But this one's different. The items, they marked the items that were found around her and the distance from, like it says 8 feet 7 inches from her body was a tissues, something? A pack of tissues, I guess.
Yeah.
And 7 inches from that was Vicks inhaler, so it looks like a purse was dumped out there or something. There's four trees, 4 tasers. I don't know what that says. They have nice handwriting, but it's faded.
Yeah. The first one looks like it says magical tissue cellophane.
I thought it said magical tissue cell phone. I don't know what it says.
I think it's cellophane.
This says small eyeshadow box. Urine.
Urine.
Something. I don't know what it says. White slash something.
I think that definitely says cellophane, though, on the first one. So I think it was like tissues in a plastic bag.
Oh. Marked tissues, cellophane?
Maybe.
I don't know. Lipstick, blue comb. She had all kinds of stuff.
I gotta say something, though. I mean, for all the things in this drawing, they really put a lot of work into that wood grain. Not so much on the body. I mean, it's a stick figure. But they put a lot of work into the wood. I mean, they even put like how they were layered. Like you could see one goes underneath the other one.
Which one's on top of the other,
and it's got this nice wood grain on it. I mean,
it's not just straight lines through. It's like hatched lines.
They spent some time on that wood.
That wood was important to them. Not so much the body and all the stuff they labeled at the bottom's just circles with
and
X's.
X's. Circles and X's.
But this wood is impressive. I'd turn that into art project.
Yeah.
You can tell some boards are smaller or some limbs are smaller than the others.
And it's very organized. Mm-hmm. Get all the numbers off to the side with what everything is.
He put north, pointing that which way was north.
Yeah.
Here's
date
one shoe
top,
by her
time.
foot and the other shoe's up by her arm.
Yeah. Got the date up in the top corner. I mean, it looks
72.
like a project for school.
Even initialed it G. Owens, or that's what it looks like. Owens. Owand. I don't know.
Mm.
But he definitely went into it.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than the other ones we saw.
Oh yeah.
But author Jesse consulted with former UCPO Director of Communication Mark Spivey in 2019 to submit a detailed file request under the New Jersey Open Public Records Act and Freedom of Information Act. So they said, we're tired of your shit. Under these acts, we get access to your files so we can see with our eyes.
Yep. That's what that Freedom of Information Act is. Mm-hmm. Shit's so old, we don't care about it no more, so if you want it, ask.
Yeah. After the COVID panic, they finally released the case records to him in February 2021, including crime scene photos that police had previously stated were, quote, missing. So that'd clear up a lot. No drawings of stick figures. These were
Nothing's
photos.
missing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's what I mean, all that stuff that was missing just magically reappeared when that Freedom of Information request came through.
Mm-hmm.
Odd.
Found it, yep. But Weird and Jay determined, based on the photos and all that there was no occult activity present.
It's funny, earlier you mentioned aliens as a possibility, just joking around, but like that's how it usually works for the alien stuff too. Like it was nothing, and then like 20, 30 years go by and they're like Freedom of Information request, and then they look at it and like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that was a lot deeper than they said it was.
True.
So
What got me was lead, and we did a whole episode on those lead mask
yeah, the
duos
lead mask
that were on
duo,
top
yeah.
of the hill. They said aliens did it.
Yeah.
Because they were sending signals or something up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And they were on lead masks. She's full of lead. That's why I was like,
Weird.
yeah, that's why I brought up.
Are they
with
connected?
family and friends
No.
there? Were they on top of this Devil's Teeth hill when they were sending the signals
I
out?
think weren't they in another country? Wasn't it Mexico or something?
Oh yeah, they were all the way somewhere else.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Sorry.
Dang
Doesn't
it.
connect.
We tried.
Not unless these two locations are on the same ley line.
Your aliens look at ley lines.
Yes.
Whatever.
We'll get into that on Love Illuminati. Ley lines,
Stay tuned. Later date.
power plants, ancient power
Nuclear
plants.
plants.
Ancient power plants, as in pyramids,
Whatever.
were actually power plants. No.
But the alleged crosses made from sticks and twigs and halo of stones
Were.
that were supposedly found around her body were absent in the photos.
Mm-hmm.
Not there.
And probably were just sticks and rocks randomly laying around. And you thought, I'm not going to even put that in the drawing because they're not important.
There's no arrows drawn on the trees, no animal carcasses around,
Weird.
no bowl of blood and feathers, nothing like that.
Are you sure?
Yes, the log and branches framing her body inside of the coffin were exaggerated at best.
It looks like a broken fence.
Yeah, there's just random pieces of lumber and limbs.
I mean,
and stuff.
just they're up and down and then this way and they kind of
Yeah, I
overlap
can
each
see
other.
where it looks like one kind of started side top bottom. It looked like she was kind of boxed in, but it was limbs.
It
and
looks
stuff.
like a broken fence that she's just
Yeah.
laying on top of.
So there's not like someone made a coffin.
No.
No. Police were telling people that the place where Jeanette's body was found was a party spot. So they were
Okay.
trying to push it more towards she OD'd, whatever. They left her.
Okay.
But the photos of the scene showed overgrown woodsy area.
So it's
there's no
not really a party
no, there's
area
no
at all.
Burn pit. There's no lawn chairs. No cassette
Lawn
tapes.
chairs.
Nothing around
There's
there.
no 8-tracks laying around.
The candles for the party. Lights.
You don't see a lot of marijuana and joints,
No cigarette
roaches laying
butts.
around.
Nothing.
No beer bottles.
And I have a picture of the scene. They blacked out her body,
Okay.
but that big black blob is her body. And you can see they kind of covered her arm up, but it is draped over this. Looked like a wooden
And there
log
are
post or
indeed
fence.
sticks laying around her that happen to lay over top of each other in some
Yeah,
scenarios,
one right by her
which
butt.
could be confused with a cross. Those are not crosses. Those are just sticks.
Those are a lot of sticks.
It's a wooded area. It's
Yeah.
just a
So I
bunch
don't
of
even know how they
limbs.
picked 'em
It's a
out.
bunch of tree limbs laying on the ground in just random positions that overlap each other in some cases, like a
Yeah.
cross, which we could go out in our backyard and find the same scenario.
And that limb or whatever, she's got her arm draped over. Looks like the fence post Dad uses for the, like
That's
you
what
wrap
I said
barbed wire
from the
around
drawing.
it. Yeah,
This drawing, I thought it looked like a broken fence.
it's not so much as a tree limb as a fence
No,
post. Or
that's
something.
definitely some
It looks like the round log,
wood.
natural looking fence post.
Yeah.
And that's how they found nothing. As you can see, shocking. So imagine that witch they brought down there. They're like,
She's like, I don't see shit.
she's like, what?
Looks like a bunch of sticks and an old fence to me. I don't think we had anything to do with this.
No.
I'm going with your
There's
pastor.
some bay leaves over there we might have collected for later purposes, but nothing here that says we were here.
Some natural growing bay leaves.
Some herbs we might have picked up, but nothing.
Excuse you.
She's like, I saw patches up here. Say hello. She's the star of the show.
She says hello and welcome to my podcast.
She's like, I can't wait to smack him in the face later. Aww. But 8 feet from her body was the contents of her purse dumped out into a small pile. So all those
Yeah, we
items,
saw that stuff over
8
there.
feet 7 inches, that got police detective Drew, was purse contents. The items found were a pack of tissues, a Vicks inhaler, a small compact, lipstick, a comb, a key on a ring. Don't know what that's supposed to be. Or I guess it's the ring, like the keychain
Yeah, like
ring.
a key
I was
ring
thinking like
with a key on it.
ring. I was
No,
what?
like keychain ring
Oh,
with an
yeah.
actual key on it.
I was thinking there was a ring,
Key
like
on
a
a
key
ring.
on a, but no. A
It's
quote,
a key on a ring.
clear vial with an unknown substance.
That one's confusing.
Yeah, but her mother stated she did have a cold, and it resembled a quercetin bottle, whatever that is. I don't know if that's like a vape rub. She poured some off in a little glass vial. But
Let's
that's weird.
find out. Quercetin bottle?
Yeah. It's weird that she would have poured. I mean, it's back in the day. She could have said, here's a couple ounces to go. Coricin bottle. Cidin. Quercetin, whatever that is.
And there's a song called Quercetin Bottle.
Probably about this case.
Okay.
Is it the medicine or is it the type of bottle?
No, it's the medicine.
It's the
Here
medicine.
we go. They are cold relief tabs.
Oh.
Interesting. It looks like they were just like cold tablets.
Well, she did have a cold, her mom said.
There you
Does
go.
it have lead in it?
I don't know. That'd be an interesting find.
Mm-hmm. As if it had lead. Oh, I recognize that now.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
look at the more,
I mean,
more
that's
modern
that's
brand.
a more modern, but that's a liquid version. But let me see. Quercetin
1970s.
In the context, Corden is referred to as CS Red Devils,
Oh.
Triple CS Skittles, Trips, and China Red.
So it could be used as a recreational drug.
Interesting. It's a cough suppressant and an antihistamine mixed together to create one drug. But the cough suppressant in high dosage can be used as a drug. There you go.
No lead.
No lead.
Just some party times if you take enough of it.
Yep.
But she was in that whole group about correcting drug addicts, so I don't think she was
No,
popping
she
them
was
for
using
fun.
it because she had a cold.
And also a small eyeshadow box was found around there. The purse itself and any money was missing. Sounds
So,
like a
robbery.
Yeah. A cross necklace she always wore was missing. Jewelry, money, purse. Dumped all the makeup and crap out.
Sounds about right.
Yep. And here's a picture of a prayer vigil that Justice for Jeannette group had in 2022, a couple
Okay.
years ago. It said, rain or shine, we're doing this on the steps of Town Hall.
For more information, contact justiceforjeanette@gmail.com
Yeah.
on the poster. So, evidently, they have an email if you want to get information about what the case is doing or if you have info or whatever.
Might have heard something. But Justice for Jeannette at Gmail. The J's are capital. Jeanette's JeanneTTE.
There you
You
go.
happen to know anything or heard anything? I mean, he couldn't. They've already been through it on the rumor mill, so it doesn't hurt anything.
It's an old case, so
You never
I
know.
mean, you never know if somebody may have information, just don't even know it.
Yeah. And under her picture, it says a beautiful evangelist.
That's somebody who tries to get people to Jesus.
Oh, which is what Mr. Pastor James Tate said she's killed for.
Yep.
Oh, poor James. But it's still a cold case to this day. We're still looking for information. As old as it is, was that 50 years ago when she died?
70s, so yeah.
So if she was killed by someone in their 20s, they'd be in their 70s now if they're still alive. So if you're listening to this and you're an old man and you did this, time for that deathbed confession.
There you go.
Spit it out. What would it hurt? Or if you know your grandpa did it, what would it hurt?
And that's probably the only way this is going to get solved.
They find something grandpa left behind the diary or something.
Yeah.
Her necklace.
Or her
something.
necklace, yeah.
Purse that has her name in the inside of it. Something. But that's the sad case of Jeannette DePalma. She definitely, without this rumor mill bullshit, it should have been handled more properly and professionally, for sure.
That whole satanic panic of the 70s and
They
80s,
threw a lot of stuff off.
it messed a lot of stuff up. They jumped straight to Satanists did everything, and a lot of cases didn't get solved because of it.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Or the wrong people were picked up, and then it's too late when they figured the shit out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You mentioned, I wonder if like a deathbed confession at some point, some old person or whatever, that jumps me into a segue that we haven't mentioned yet because we haven't filmed an episode, but OJ's dead.
that's right.
No deathbed confession, though, that I know of.
And no tears shed over this side of the
So I guess he's still innocent.
Bullshit. It's his pride. That's it. He's like, I
Come on.
wrote a whole book saying I didn't do it. I'm going to die saying I didn't do it. And who
you'd
knows?
think if
Maybe
he really
he
did
died
it.
suddenly. Maybe he died in his sleep. He might not have had the chance to confess.
He had cancer. He knew he was going.
Well, that's karma. That's his self.
You didn't know he had cancer?
No.
Yeah, he had, I don't know what kind of cancer that was. It was,
Ball?
no, it was, ass cancer. I don't know. He had cancer for a very long time. And so he went through it for a while and then finally died. So he had
And still
time.
didn't
He had time to do
confess?
that deathbed confession if he actually did it.
Narcissistic.
So we're going with innocent, guys.
I did hear a lot of, no, I did see an articles coming out that people were like, well, now you can flat out say you thought he did it.
Oh, yeah, you can't sue you now.
Yeah, he can't sue you. So they're like, now you can say you think he did it. So we ain't getting sued and you're still sticking to he's innocent.
I don't know. I don't know. We went through that case. We
did.
spent days on that case.
I did. I spent
I mean,
weeks on that case.
Well, you spent weeks getting all the stuff for it, and then we went and did what was it, like 3 or 4 days of recording for that?
And honestly, I did bounce back and forth because they did push good. Like he did it, and then they pushed his son did it because he was mad at her for something.
Or the dad, or he and his son did it together. Like there
it
was a lot of
pushed,
different
and there was
options.
some
So
serial killer that went through the area around the same
the
time.
fact that there's so many different options.
I get it, yeah. But there's
There's
so
no way of
evidence
knowing.
pointing to him, though. Shoes,
I never
prints
denied there
matching,
wasn't,
finger
but-
was cut, his blood and her blood were all over his car.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that said he did, but then
Yeah.
there's stuff that makes you think he didn't too. So I don't know, man. Like, I would have thought having cancer and about to go out, he might have said something, but he didn't. So who knows?
Knowing him, he wouldn't have said nothing. He wouldn't have gave you the benefit of the doubt.
I saw an old video. Did I show you this? It was on TikTok, and it was an old interview. And she said, after I was done with the interview, he said he wanted me to come into the office and surprise me. And when I came in, this is what I found.
Oh, yeah,
and they
this
recorded
knife.
it. He came in with a knife and went, like at the reporter. I was like, oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
That's fucked up.
I did hear. What did he do? He did some. Oh, it was when they did the abortion thing. He did a big. People were screaming and yelling and having a fit because he stood up there and was like, "I support women's rights and their bodies." And they're like, "Bullshit! You killed your wife." Like, get down.
What happened to her? That woman's body and her rights, huh?
I married that body. That way it's mine. But everyone else has their right to. It's like, oh. But he's gone.
Anyway,
Still sticking to he did it.
who knows?
You're like, who knows?
I don't know. I can't say one way or another. If you say so.
No, I'm just going. If the police did their investigation right, all the evidence they have points to him. On the jury, I would have won. He did it.
Yeah. But we did
But
find
if
out that
they-
even the police didn't have.
But they did have the
They
doubt
messed up a
because,
lot.
they said they framed him and whatever. So there was that doubt. And if you have
Well, not only that,
doubt,
but in the investigation afterwards, they found that the police did mess up quite a bit.
They did mess up.
So
some.
there was stuff that they didn't test. There was stuff that they just flat out was like, eh.
And that sucks because it blows the case. He
Yeah.
could have done it.
I
Like
mean,
Casey Anthony, they let
But
her go.
The keys that were covered in blood that just were in a bag somewhere.
Yeah,
And then they
laying
just
around.
handed it back to someone
Her
whose
sister.
keys they were.
Yeah.
And it was like, here you go.
Covered in the blood.
And she's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then they never tested him one bit.
That one detective carries one bag of evidence with them, like 2 different crime scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just, and I think that's ridiculous. And they should, if you can't do the job right, don't do the job.
And that goes back to this case.
Yeah.
These people didn't, there was a lot of stuff they didn't
John
have.
Bonet, they let her dad carry her body up from the basement. Like, well, that
Yeah.
blew that DNA evidence and everything. Like, you guys,
Yeah.
do it right or don't do it. They need to vet these where if you cannot do an investigation right, then handle paperwork.
I mean, they're supposed
Like-
to. That's kind of all their
They need to
training
do
is
it,
supposed to
yeah.
do. But I don't know. They still fuck it up.
Well, it's sad, but it happens many times.
Yep. Sorry that you mentioned deathbed confession. That's instantly where my mind went. Was OJ just died?
He had to bring Satan himself back
Yeah.
to it. I don't know the man personally. I do think he did it, but there are reasonable doubts. So,
Yep.
don't take my word for it.
If you have any questions, feel free to go back and watch the 3-part series we did on it.
Yeah, and what did I watch? I watched that Amazon Prime
That
movie. It's
documentary.
ridiculous. The documentary is really good. They went down. The son passed.
Oh, you're
and
talking
they
about
went
that
down.
weird movie too.
Oh gosh, that was horrible. The
Where
poltergeist
there was
did it.
like ghosts and stuff involved,
Yeah,
and a talking dog or something.
they made Kato the dog.
Oh yeah, Kato's the dog. That's
Kato
it.
became the dog.
So
No,
weird.
that's
Anyway,
not it. Don't do that movie. But there's some
because
documentary.
that
I
one
wish I remember.
that one's the closest to the truth.
It was on. It comes on the same channel like Marsha Clark's series to A&E. I think. Was it? Yeah, I think it's
so.
A&E. That was a good documentary. They went down as many possible. Like they did it justice. They didn't just see him and target him. They went down many different avenues. and
Yeah, that's where we
really
got the
did
whole
into
son
it.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, the son. Or they did it together. Or there was a serial killer that happened to kill somebody
Yeah.
close by around the same time that was going through town. So I mean, they really went through different.
That's weird too, because this one is like a serial killer happened to come through town, and this one had kind of the same kind of stuff. It's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's it.
that's it. All right. Well, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to get updates on when we have new episodes. You can always go to loveandluminol.com, which is our beautiful website. It has, well, I designed it. I have to say it was beautiful anyway.
Calm down, OJ.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so if you want to go there, there is lists of our links to audio and video. So whichever way you want. There's also a list of all of our episodes starting, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them ago, because that's when we got the new website. There's also a contact form, so feel free to message us and let us know what you think, or if you got an update on a case or whatever.
Leave OJ alone. Like beating a dead horse, leave him alone. OJ. You did that case, get over it.
You can also find all our social media links on that site. But if you don't want to go to the website to find us on social media, it's at Love and Luminol everywhere. But we are not on X. We're everywhere else. And you can also message us there too. And we answer. So.
This isn't the 70s, so you can Google too.
Google. Love and Luminol. We're the first one that pops up.
Are we now?
We are. Because we're the only people called Love and Luminol.
I was wondering if you copyrighted our name. I was waiting for a letter.
Yeah, we're the only ones called Love and Luminol. So if you Google it, we're the first ones to pop up. Although there are other things that pop up later on, with the name Luminol in it.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. But we're the top result if you type in that phrase, Love and Luminol.
If you had love to it.
If you had love to it, that's us. We're not just Luminol. We're Love and Luminol. That's not a hit at the other one. I'm just saying, we add a little love.
We do. Not to OJ, apparently, but poor OJ.
I'm the one who said he could be innocent, so there is a little love here.
He could have been, I have to admit.
Anyway, so hit us up on social media, website, contact form, like and subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yep. Keep up with our book talk. We're going to update it when he finishes this book in a couple days.
I'm a little over halfway through, so.
About a third of the way through.
See how that works? All the smut ones, she's way ahead. Like, so that shows you where her mind is. On the ones that are like case, psychological, a courtroom, I'm like, ooh, I'm way ahead. But if there's dick and balls, she's all up on it.
Not just dick and balls.
Oh, and pussy.
Yeah.
Tits and ass. And a funky ice cream.
I just joined a smut Facebook page chat to get book recommendations.
Did you now? Yeah. It's going to turn into a dating site, you watch.
Hope not. They usually do.
All those little groups.
Amazes me.
I don't know what it is about Facebook.
I don't know.
So Facebook is probably on its, I don't know, it's probably going out at some point.
Is it?
I don't know.
TikTok's
A lot of people aren't doing it. So, but the groups on Facebook, I mean, you go into it like it's like a dad group to find out things to do with your kids, and then you're in there long enough, and all of a sudden it's like a bunch of single women are coming in, like, hey. So everything turns into a dating site on Facebook.
I did
groups.
that. It was one group. What was I in? You're like, it's gonna be a dating site, and I said no. And then the next day they're like, hey, beautiful ladies. It was a mom's group.
It was a mom's group.
Yeah, it was a mom's. And I thought, I need mom friends. And the next day she's like, post your sexy selfies. You go, girl. You're so hot. Made me leave my husband. I was like,
uh-huh.
And then he's like, told you. I was like,
yep. You're in because I'm a big Batman fan. You're in a Batman collectors group just to get ideas of random stuff that people are selling.
And sell stuff. Yeah.
And they're like, anybody single out there?
Oh, it's a chick that likes Batman. What you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
so I can guarantee you the smut book group is gonna get there quick.
I haven't
they're like, we all like that naughty stuff. You want to get naughty with us? It's gonna go there.
You want to read this book with me over FaceTime?
Show me what you do while you read it.
Oh Lord, I haven't got there yet.
Oh yeah. Anyway, you got anything else you want to add?
Nope. Leave my smut lovers alone.
That's what it's called, isn't it? Smut lovers.
Smut book lovers.
Smut lovers. You dirty smut
Get
lover.
reading ideas and suggestions. So far, it's been
and photos
memes
and videos
pictures of cats.
and your phone number. All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
All right, see ya.
Bye.